Ancient Egypt, a colony of the extraterrestrial Hermes Trismegistus, Thoth that is, of the northern people of the Arctic, known as Hyperboreans. We know that the video that we made yesterday concerning the extraterrestrial Avarice, who was sent from Hyperborea, the Arctic areas, to ancient Greece to learn about the philosophy of the ancient Greeks and humans before he went back to his quote-unquote homeland, supposedly another planet, since he was extraterrestrial. And he was from Hyperborea, and now we find that Hyperborea are extraterrestrials. Now, Hermes Trismegistus was also known as Thoth, the Atlantean. Thoth the Atlantean is the person who was supposedly the writer of the Emerald Tablets, and you'll find a playlist in my videos of the Emerald Tablets. They're there, and he tells us about their really advanced technology. They had air flight, they had space travel, they had time travel, they had interdimensional travel, and they also brought in interdimensional entities which were devastating for humanity and our world. And God saw it fit that he would destroy them off the face of the earth. So going to this, obviously we know that Thoth was one of the beginning deities of ancient Egypt. After the destruction of Atlantis, he says that a lot of Atlanteans did escape and they went to other areas of the world to establish new villages, new cities, again with their high technology and their building of pyramids. That's the first thing he said, they built pyramids. Is that because they also had to supply adequate free energy for their people? Most probably. Now, going to this is another translation of a Greek article. The 12 inscriptions of Hermes Trismegistus are 36,000 years old. The writer, Hermes, was of Greek Hyperborean descent, and he first came to Egypt and founded a colony there. So again, this is something that goes in hand with what Thoth, Hermes Trismegistus in Emerald Tablet says, that he was, his location was to go to the area of what is Egypt. And he was one of their, as we know, gods. So he set up pyramids. He even tells us in the Emerald Tablets that he had a spaceship. He was traveling to other areas of the solar system and the universe. And his spaceship is buried underneath a sphinx in the plateau of pyramids. Now, we don't know if that's the Giza Pyramid Plateau or some other, like the Saqqara Plateau. But yes, he did go to Egypt, as far as he tells us in the Emerald Tablets. Now, there were inhabitants there of Egypt, Ham, or Chem in Greek, but Ham. That's the area of, we know the three sons of Noah were Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Now, Ham is Egypt and Africa. So, the inhabitants of Egypt with bats and spears wanted to do away with Hermes Trismegistus altogether and his followers that came from Hyperborea, the north. Hermes, with his stick of radiation vibration, okay, we remembered that we spoke about the lightning rod of Zeus that was given to Alexander the Great. And when Alexander the Great got all the way to the end of China, across the sea from Japan, his followers put up a column, a stone stele, with the inscription that he had safely hidden and concealed the lightning rod of Zeus that was given to him by the Hyperboreans, the Atlanteans, that is. So there is also a copy of that in a Buddhist monastery in Nepal, a copy of the lightning rod of Zeus that was Alexander the Great's weapon. So the stele in the end of the coast of China confirms that King Alexander had concealed the original, and there is a copy of that in the Buddhist monastery in Nepal. And this is what it looks like. That's the copy in the actual Nepal Buddhist monastery. The lightning rod of Zeus, a copy of what Alexander the Great was given. That was a Hyperborean special weapon type of thing. So Hermes Trismegistus with his his scepter that would send rays of vibration which would shatter the adjacent stone mountains, and had an effect of impressing the Egyptians who deified him. Hermes pulled them out of the caves and taught them civilization. For 16,000 years, he ruled the ancient tribes of Egypt from about 50,000 to 36,000 years BC. So we know that they also lived a tremendously long time. According to the Sumerian king list, they lived for tens of thousands of years, these Atlanteans. And going as my comment, I want to put in here, remember what Manly P. Hall suggests, that these light orbs, UFOs, and things that we see in the skies above us could be the remaining Atlanteans and their spacecraft above us, because they lived thousands of years, these people, and they had really advanced technology. So it could be them. This is according to Manly P. Hall. That's one possibility. Now, going back to this, he was the builder of the Great Pyramid of Giza, it says here. Okay, so maybe the Sphinx has his spaceship underneath it. So since Hermes Trismegistus, or Thoth, as we know him, was the builder of the Great Pyramid of Giza, after safely integrating his knowledge of ancient wisdom, he went on to other overseas colonies, including the colonies of South and Central America. We know we have a lot of pyramids in South and Central America, you know, even in Peru and all over the North America as well, even in China. But anyway, he went to the Americas. Hermes' word was poured out and covered the universe, convincing and teaching all the barbaric nations. 42 are the holy books on the plates. Here they're talking about the emerald tablets. There were 42. And I've translated 15 of them, as much as of the text that I could find. They're in the video playlists on the emerald tablets if you want to hear them. Fantastic stuff he has in there. So 42 are the holy books, it says here, on the plates, meaning the emerald tablets. The 36 were in Egypt, containing philosophy, and the other 6 are books of medicine. All 42 books have been incorporated into the sacred books of the Indians. Oh, that's very interesting, because I was just about to make a video on this. One of my very informed viewers by the name Imperial Ganglandia sent me a link, and I was planning on making a video on that because it has to do with Greco-Buddhism and what went on there about 4th, 5th century BC. And he said concerning what one of the prior videos, that an ET alien named Avarice sent to ancient Greece by North Hyperboreans, but why? He says in his comment, the lightning bolt is called a Vajra, meaning thunderbolt, cross in Hinduism and Buddhism. There is a Buddhist deity called Vajrastava. Also the name also comes from Vajrayana, meaning thunderbolt vehicle or diamond vehicle. Vajrayana is a Buddhist sect of the 3 Buddhist sects Mahayana, Theravada, and Hinayana Tibetans. For example, a Vajrayana Buddhists are Vajrayana Buddhists. Okay, I didn't know that. That's amazing. This is from Imperial Ganglandia. That's his comment that he gave me a couple of hours ago. And that maybe you should see that video as well. An ET named Avarice was sent to ancient Greece by North Hyperboreans, but why? So, okay, the books 42, and all 42 books have been incorporated into the sacred books of the Hindus, Indians, Hindus. Stabius, then based on Greek knowledge, analyzes the influence that Hermes Trismegistus, or Thoth, had on the rest of the world. Egypt, Babylon, India, Bactria, China, and the Jewish people, even the Americas, and writes, quote, Moses's philosophical, religious, and medical knowledge were the achievements of Hermes Trismegistus, the Thoth, that is, of Egypt, the elements of which Moses was taught in Egypt. The creation of the world, as Moses tells it in the Hebrew Bible, in the chapter of Genesis, is the cosmology of the god Hermes of the Greeks. Hermes of the Greeks. Okay. Of the ancient Greeks. Atlanteans, whatever. Okay, this is from Diadrastika magazine from Diadrastika, and I've translated it from Greek for you. So leave your comments. Tell me what you think about this. Thank you. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.